Good morning friends. Today we are discussing the NCF 2023 detailed point wise notes. Okay. First of all, basic facts. What is the full form? National Curriculum Framework for School Education, NCF SC 2023. Year 2023, developed by NCERT. Policy Foundation, National Education Policy, that is the NEP 2020. Purpose: translate the vision of NEP 2020 into curriculum, pedagogy, assessment, and school process. School structure: 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Focus: it's completely focused on the holistic development, competency based education, and experiential learning, and critical thinking, values, and discipline, values and dispositions, multidisciplinary learning and Indian rootedness, inclusion and appropriate technology. Here, 5 parts of the NCF 2023. First part, aims of school education. Aims, values, capacities, skills, knowledges, content selection, pedagogy, assessment and stages of schooling. Next one, part B. It is a cross-cutting theme. What is meant by cross-cutting? Cross-cutting theme like gender equality means that each activity should ensure equal opportunities for both boys and girls. In shortcut, we discuss about the cross-cutting themes are important issues that cut across still aspects of a project or organization and should be addressed throughout, not just in a one part. For example, gender equality, environmental sustainability, human rights, inclusion of people with disability, climate change, child protection and good governance. These are completely based on the cross-cutting themes. Next one, rootedness of India. Education for values, learning about caring for the environment, inclusive education, guidance and counseling, education technology. Part C, school subjects and learning standards. Subject specific aims, content, pedagogy, assessment and learning standards. Part D, school culture and process, positive, safe, caring, inclusive and learning oriented school culture and process. Part E, school ecosystem, teachers, service conditions, infrastructure, families, community and the wider educational ecosystem. These parts are most important. You can memory part A is aims, based on the aims. Part B, cross cutting. Part C, curriculum or subjects. Part D, development of school culture. Part E, ecosystem. Okay. You can easily short trick is A for aims, B for broad or cross cutting, C for curriculum subjects, D for development of school subjects, E for ecosystem. This is the short trick. Okay. Next, 4 stages of the school education. The first one is foundational stage. It is the formula is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Okay. The first one is 5 years. 3 years the preschool or Anganwadi or Balavatika plus grades 1 2. Its ages 3 to 8. Okay. Emphasis on play, activity, discovery, early literacy and numeracy and socio-emotional development. Okay. The next one is preparatory stage, that is the 3 years. Grade 3 to 5, approximately 8 to 11 years. Okay. Approximately 8 to 11 years. It's completely based on the activity and this is the discovery based learning with gradual movement towards more formal learning. Next one is middle stage. Middle stage 3 years for the grade 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. The age is 11 to 14. It's more abstract concepts, subject oriented learning, learning inquiry, critical thinking, experiential learning and vocational exposures. The next one is secondary stage. It's 4 years. 9th class to 12th class, that is the 9 to 12th. Its the age is 14 to 18. The age is also most important here. Greater subject choice, multidisciplinary learning, depth, flexibility and career orientation. Okay. 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Okay. You can remember these 4 parts also: foundational, preparatory, middle and secondary. Okay. Next, aims of school education: develop knowledge, capacities, skills, values and dispositions, develop rational and creative thinkers, ethical and human beings, responsible citizens and lifelong learners, promote Indian rootedness together with global awareness. Education should address cognitive, social, emotional, physical and ethical and creative development. Next one, competency based. Shift from memorization and recall toward understanding, application and demonstration. Competency is the ability to use knowledge, skills, understanding and values, dispositions appropriately in real situations. Teaching, learning and assessment should be aligned with competencies and learning standards. Learning standards. Learning standards describe what learners should know, understand and be able to demonstrate. Here the main target: curricular aims, curricular goals, competencies, learning outcomes. You can understand these lines: aims, goals, competencies and outcomes. Okay. They guide teaching, learning and assessment. Next one, pedagogy. It's promote experiential, activity based, inquiry based, project based, collaborative and problem solving approaches. Also support discussions, storytelling, field experientials, hands-on learning, art integrated and sports integrated learning. Teacher's role shifts from only information provider to facilitator to learner. Here this is the most important point. Teacher's role shifts from only, it's not only information provider, these are to facilitator of learning. Next point, assessment and reforms. Move away from excessive rote memorization and one-time high stake testing. Use competency based and varied assessment methods. Important approaches: formative, feedback, projects, portfolios, oral and performance tasks, self-assessment and peer assessment. Remember, assessment of learning, assessment for learning, assessment as learning. Holistic progress card should present a broad picture of learning development, not only marks. This is also most important point. The holistic progress card should present a broader picture of learner development, not only marks. Okay. Multilingualism. Respect children's home languages. Promote multilingual competency and meaningful use of the Indian languages. Language should support learning and should not become a barrier to conceptual understanding. Should not become barrier to conceptual understanding. Okay. Rootedness of India. Rootedness in India. Students should understand Indian culture. They must know their roots also. Indian culture, history, traditions, languages, local environment, communities and knowledge traditions. Includes Indian contributions to mathematics, astronomy, medicine, philosophy, agriculture, architecture, arts and literature. Here, the Indian rootedness is compatible with global citizenship and critical evidence-based understanding. Inclusive education, this is the most important. Promote equal participation, accessibility, dignity and respect. Schools should address barrier related to disability, gender, caste, religion, language, socio-economic based background and other difficulties, socio-economic background and other differences. School culture should be safe, caring and inclusive. Most important, school culture should safe, caring and inclusive. Next one, enrollment education. Enrollment learning is cross-cutting. Already we discussed about the cross-cutting. Develop awareness, conservation, sustainable practice and responsible consumption. School can model of water conservation, waste reduction, recycling and sustainable practices. Next one, guidance and counseling. Guidance and counseling supports academic choices, careers choice, personal development, social development, social emotional development and transitions between stages. Educational psychology, educational technology. Technology should be used meaningfully to improve learning, inclusion, access, assessment and teacher development. Technology is a means to improve learning, not end in itself. Improve learning, okay. Art and physical education. Art education and physical education receive strong curriculum importance. This is the most important here. Art includes visual arts, performing arts, music, dance, theatre and craft. Physical education supports health, fitness, sports, teamwork and discipline and motor development and well-being. This is the most important point here. And next point is vocational education. In vocational education, it's introduced separate area of the study from the grade 6. Most important point under the NCF SC implementation framework. Okay. Focus. It focus includes practical skills. Practical skills coming from the vocational from grade 6, local occupations, crafts, work related knowledge, entrepreneurship and highly dignity of the labor. Okay. And next question, grade 3. The world around us in the interdisciplinary curriculum area in grade 3. It integrates understanding of the natural and social worlds and incorporates aspects of the pre-vocational learning. Mathematical education, next point. Focus on the conceptual understanding, mathematical reasoning, logical thinking and problem solving. These three are the most important points. Logical thinking, problem solving and understanding. This is the communication, estimation and real life applications. Move from formula memorization towards, here we not recognize from the only formulas. It's must towards concept, reasoning, applications and problem solving. Science education. It promotes observation, inquiry, experiential, evidence-based learning, evidence-based reasoning, scientific temper, critical thinking and problem solving. Next one, social science. Develop understanding of society, history, geography and political life, economic, culture, democracy and citizenship. It promotes critical thinking. You can observe these words, critical thinking, social awareness and constitutional values. Okay. Next point is secondary stage. It's grades 9 to 12. It should offer greater flexibility and multidisciplinary learning. Rigid separation among arts, science and commerce is reduced in favor of broader subject choice and combinations. Students should have opportunities for arts, physical education, vocational learning and sciences, social sciences and mathematical and languages. School culture. School culture. School should be safe, inclusive, caring, democratic, respectful and learning oriented. Teachers and principals and other staff models the values expected from the students. School culture should be supported students' well-being and continuous improvement. The highlighted points are most important. Okay. Role of the principal. Build a positive school infrastructure. You can observe the role of the principal. It's a positive school culture, support and develop teachers, promote collaboration, innovation and professional learning, ensure inclusive and safe learning enrollments, support competency based teaching and assessment, use assessment information for school improvement, engage parents and community, ensure effective implementation of curriculum, timetable and resources, act as a role model and instructional leader. Next, teacher professional development. Teachers need subject knowledge, pedagogical knowledge, assessment literacy, digital competency. This is also most important, and inclusive education skills. Professional development should be continuous and linked into classroom needs. Next point, parent and community participation. Families and communities are part of the school ecosystem. School should encourage parent engagement, community partnership, and integration of local knowledge and experience. Here the 5 keys implement areas is the most important. Introducing new school subjects, teaching with new textbooks using appropriate pedagogy, attain learning standards, using varied assessment activities, organizing the timetable. Okay, organizing the timetable. Next point, textbooks. Textbooks are the learning resources, not the entire curriculum. It's only learning resources, not the entire curriculum. Teaching should be beyond textbook content through activities, projects, local contest, experience, experiments, discussion and digital resources. Here you can highest priority topics. 5 parts of NCF 23 A, B, C, D, E already we discussed. Okay, aim, broader cutting, C, D and E ecosystem. You can observe these 5 points. Aims, values and dispositions, competency and learning standards, 5 plus 3 plus 3 floor, pedagogy, assessment of reforms of holistic progress card, cross-cutting theme in part B. This is the most important cross-cutting theme. Vocational education, arts and physical education, the world around us, grade 3, school culture and ecosystem, role of the principal and teacher, 5 key implementation areas. Okay, these are must remember one-liners. NCF-SC based on the NEP 2020. NCF-SC based on the 5 parts A, B, C, D, E. Part A deals aims and core curricular principles. Part B cross-cutting. Cross C deals with the school subjects and learning standards. Part D deals with the school culture and process. Part E deals with the school ecosystem. NCF follows 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 structure. First 5 foundational stage, next 3 preparatory, next 3 middle, next 4 secondary. Competency based learning central, experiential learning, assessment should move beyond rote memorization, learning standards, inclusive education is a cross-cutting theme, rootedness in India is a cross-cutting. These are the examples. Enrollment, guidance and counseling, educational technology, already I discussed in the above. Vocational education is a separate area from grade 6. Okay, the world around us, grade 3. Arts and physical education have strong curricular importance. Secondary education promotes multidisciplinary choices, textbooks and resources, not the entire curriculum. Family and community part of the school eco. Teachers and principals should model desired values. School culture should be safe, caring and inclusive. Holistic development goes beyond examination marks. Okay. Here we are discussing about the MCQs. NCF-SC is primary aligned with, what is the answer? NEP 2020. Second question. NCF-SC was released on 5th September, 15th August, 23rd August, 26th January. What is the answer? Third option is the answer, 23 August. Next, NCF-SC 2023 follows which curriculum structure? What is the answer? 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. How many stages in the 5 plus 3 plus 4? Already here, the answer here observe, 4. The foundational stage consists, what is the answer? C is the answer. Which part of NCF-SC deals the cross-cutting themes? Part A, Part B, Part C, Part D. What is the answer? Part B is the answer. Next, school subjects are primarily covered in Part A, Part B, Part C, Part E. What is the answer? Part C is the answer. School structure, school culture, process are covered. Part A, Part B, Part C, Part D. What is the answer? Part D is the answer. School education ecosystem is covered. Here observe E, ecosystem, first letter E, therefore answer is part E. Okay. Which is not cross-cutting theme, inclusive education, guidance and counseling and financial administration. What is a not cross-cutting? I think the answer is D option is the answer. Next, consider the statements. NCF SC 2023 emphasizes competency based education. Okay. Number 2, it seeks to reduce excessive emphasis on rote memorization. Okay. First one right, second one right. It views assessment only as a tool for ranking students, which is correct. Third point is wrong. It views assessment only as a tool for ranking students. It's wrong. Third point is wrong. Therefore, answer is only 1-2 points. Next point. Which sequence best representation in intent relations? Examination, memorization, teaching and curriculum, learning, teaching and assessment, learning, curriculum, examination, teaching, assessment, examination, curriculum and learning. What is the answer? I think B is the correct option. Curriculum, learning, teaching and assessment. 12th is the B. Next, applying mathematical concept to a real life financial problem and explain reasoning most directly reflects. What is the answer? Competency based learning is the answer. Which best describe experiential learning? Memorization, learning through experience followed by the reflections and application. Here observe, here also experience learning, here also experience, therefore this is the answer. Next, education technology should be primarily used to understand as the replacement for teacher as end in itself, a means to support educational objectives, a substitute for the classroom interaction. Here education technology is a support educational objectives, that is a C. Which best reflects inclusive education? Teaching all students exactly in the same way, separating students across according to ability, identifying barriers and provide appropriate support for diverse learners, focus only on the high performance student. What is the answer? Here given inclusive, therefore third option, identify barriers and providing appropriate. Rootedness in India primarily implies avoiding global knowledge, focusing exclusive on ancient knowledge, connecting learners with India's knowledge, culture and context making while maintaining a broader outlook, replacing modern education with traditional education. Clear, C is the correct option, connecting learners with India's knowledge. Which assessment approach is most consistent with NCF 2023? Only annual examination, only objective test, multiple methods with feedback to improve learning, only memory based examination. What is the answer? C is the correct option, multiple methods. Next question. Assessment for learning primarily means assessment only at the end of year, using assessment information to improve learning, ranking students, selected students for higher education. It's B is the correct option, using assessment information to improve. Okay. Next, assessment as learning. Options are students reflections and monitoring learnings, annual ranking, teacher promotion, board examination. Here student reflection and monitor of learning. Next, under NCF SC 2023 perspective, the principal should be primarily act as a only an administrative controller, examination officer, a school and instructional leader, only a disciplinary authority. What is the answer? C, school and instructional leader. A principal analyzes student learning data, identify gaps, support teachers and review improvement, represents continuous school improvement, rote administration, summative assessment and centralized control. What is the answer? Continuous school improvement. Next question. Which sequence is the most appropriate for school improvement? Planning, vision, examination, punishment. Vision, planning, implementing, monitoring and review. Examination, ranking, plan, vision. Monitoring, punishment, examination, planning. Here punishment, this is the wrong answer. Therefore, these two are the chances. First of all, any plan we can concentrate on the only vision. The first part is vision, next part is planning, next part is the implementation, next part is the monitoring, next part is the review. Therefore, B is the option. Next, regular teacher collaboration meetings to discuss classroom practices and student learning best promote. Options are professional learning culture, competitive isolation, rote teaching, administrative centralization. Here the answer is professional learning culture. Which action is the most consistent with principal's role under NCF 2023? Completing the syllabus is the only priority. Monitoring only teacher attendance. Support teachers and improving teaching learning process. It has a chance. Increase homework. It's wrong. Therefore, C is the correct option. Next. Ensuring students with different learning needs receive appropriate support demonstrate inclusion, standardization, segregation, competition. Different learning needs receive appropriate support to demonstrate inclusion. Okay. Therefore, option is A is the correct option. Next, which is the best example of competency based assessment question? Define photosynthesis, write a definition of percentage, memorize multiplication table, analyze a real life situation and use mathematical reasoning to solve it. What is the answer? Competency based. D is the correct option. No doubt. NCF SC 2023 approach to curriculum to best is best described as information heavy and examination centered, competency based oriented and holistic, memorancy centered, competence teacher directed. B is the correct option. Next, which combination is the correct? Part B, school subjects. Part C, cross cutting. Part D, school culture and process. Part E, foundational stage only. What is the answer? Correct matched. What is the correct matched? Here observe. Part C is the correct matched. Why? Because cross cutting is a part B. Okay, you know. Therefore, there is foundational stage. Part E is not a foundation, it is a ecosystem. Therefore, it's clear. Part D, school cultures and process is the correctly matched. Which is the most appropriate statement regarding NCF SC 2023? It deals only with textbooks, it deals only with examinations, it provides a comprehensive framework covering curriculum, pedagogy, assessment, school and culture and ecosystem. This is the answer, correct answer. C is the correct answer. Thank you very much, and you must read this topic very clearly. Okay, thank you very much.